Recorded Books is pleased to present the Modern Scholar Series, where great professors teach you. My name is Henry Strozier, and I'll be your host. Today we begin a course entitled The Basics of Genetics. Your professor is Betsey Dexter Dyer of Wheaton College. Professor Dyer teaches courses on such subjects as bacteriology, genetics, parasitology, and invertebrate evolution. She earned her Ph.D. in biology at Boston University in 1984. Dyer's research interests include DNA sequence analysis, cell evolution, symbiosis, and field microbiology. Dyer considers herself to be a curious naturalist and a generalist, with lots more to learn. For more information on this course, please visit its webpage at www.modernscholar.com, where you'll have access to links to related sites and a seminar room to share your thoughts with other students. And now we begin The Basics of Genetics, Lecture 1, The Long History of Practical Genetics. And now, Professor Dyer.
This is a course on basic genetics, and genetics is the study of how the traits of organisms are inherited. It can range all the way from simple observations, including observations that you make yourself about how traits seem to get inherited, all the way to complex explanations requiring an understanding of how DNA works. And DNA is the information molecule by which traits are encoded and passed along from organism to organism. Genetics is one of my favorite courses to teach. I think I love it for a number of reasons. One is that it really keeps me on my toes. There's always something new in genetics, and I really enjoy keeping up to date on it. But I also really love the basics and fundamentals of genetics. And I think it may come from my having grown up on a farm with a great many animals and plants around me who were, in fact, reproducing. The barn cats were having kittens. The cattle were having calves. I kept guinea pigs and had lots of baby guinea pigs to look at. And as a child growing up, future scientist, I was an avid amateur naturalist, collector of butterflies, collector of rocks, an observer of nature, birds. I ended up with some of the interests that later sustained me as a scientist. But one of the things that I always found challenging, difficult, even when I asked adults about it, was how come the kittens looked the way they did, given how the mother looked, given what we might be able to think about what the father looked like. How come puppies looked the way they did, given what the parents looked like? How come my guinea pigs ended up looking the way they did, given what the parents looked like? Or the various cattle, especially since we had varieties of different colors. And as a curious child, I looked into that a little bit and found the explanations for the genetics intimidating. And one of my goals for my students at Wheaton, and one of my goals for you, is to get a little more relaxed with what some of the basic rules are and maybe a little more conversant with how those things happen. How does an orange and black cat manage to have black and white kittens? How did my gray and orange guinea pigs manage to have offspring that were white in some cases? What was going on with the genetics? And why was it so difficult in what few books I might have tried to read? Why was it so difficult to explain what was going on with the genetics? This really basic practical thing. So it's my goal in this course to take you through some of my favorite examples. When I'm working with my students at Wheaton College, we work on fruit flies. I'll talk about fruit flies a little bit. But I really enjoy mammalian genetics, and I'm going to use a lot of dog and cat examples as well as bringing around some human examples.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.